Learn with Peppa Pig, the wonderful circus show. Peppa Pig and her friends visited Granny and Grandpa Pig. "Wow," said Peppa. "A circus tent. Please can we put on a show?" A ripple of excitement went through the group. "A show?" said Emily Elephant. "I'll have to practice my juggling." "You can borrow some dressing up things," said Granny Pig. "I'll be the clown," said Pedro Pony. "I'm really funny." "Our show will be full of magic and wonder," Peppa decided. "And danger," added Danny Dog. "I'll be the host," said Peppa. "I have loads of energy." She picked up the top hat. "And I can show off my amazing strength," said Danny Dog. Peppa giggled. "Those spotty trunks suit you." The tent was filled with everyone's relatives. There was quite a noise. Peppa stood in the middle of the circus ring.
Wow!
"Ladies and gentlemen," she bellowed, "welcome to our dazzling circus show. We will collect money for charity at the end."
Hooray!
"First up," said Peppa, "I give you the incredible Candy Cat.
Wow!
She will take a flying jump through this hoop." Candy leapt smoothly through the hoop. The crowd went wild. Candy curtsied. "Next up are the boys on bikes," cried Peppa. The boys whizzed around in circles. Their pedals and wheels were a blur.
Hooray!
George got a bit too excited. He swerved to avoid hitting Peppa. "Phew!" Peppa sighed. "Now for something impressive," said Peppa. "Danny Dog will lift me up." "You are not very heavy, Peppa," Danny whispered. "Shh," replied Peppa. "Try to look like it's a struggle." Danny groaned loudly. "Well done, Daddy!" shouted Grandad Dog. "Next, Emily Elephant will juggle," Peppa said. "This is very tricky," Emily explained. "The key is to try to concentrate."
Wow!
Emily began to throw 2 potatoes and an egg above her head. Peppa held her breath. Emily's act was a success. Pedro closed the show with his clown act. Everyone chuckled as he covered him with confetti. Then Pedro used his bucket to collect lots of money for charity.
Hooray!
"It was a triumph! We loved it!" shouted the crowd.
Hooray!
"You all deserve medals!" The end. Learn with Peppa Pig, Gnomes at Home. Grandpa Pig has taught Peppa Pig and George how to grow delicious carrots. "I think you have a green thumb, Peppa," says Grandpa Pig. "It's an expression that means you have a knack for gardening." Just then Mr. Bull delivers a large package. They take a break from gardening to open it. Grandpa Pig pulls out a beautiful wishing well. Granny Pig smiles. That's a strange mystery present. I wonder who sent it. Peppa gasps. Perhaps it's sent by a magician. Wish, wish. Granny Pig gives Peppa and George a coin each.
Wow.
Peppa is more impatient than George. Her coin soars through the air and lands in the well as she makes her wish. An hour later, Mr. Bull returns with a whole truck full of garden gnomes. They pour out all over the garden. It's a gnome explosion. Hey, Mr. Bull, stop! We didn't order any garden gnomes, roars Grandpa Pig. Mr. Bull checks a page on his clipboard. I'm sorry, Grandpa Pig, but I have instructions to deliver 80 garden gnomes. It says so right here. I'm just obeying orders. Peppa's thrilled. I have a knack for making wishes too. We don't have storage space for 80 gnomes, grumbles Grandpa Pig. Where will they all go? Peppa can tell from Grandpa Pig's reaction that he is not happy. There is another option, Grandpa. I wished for them, so I should store them, she says. Grandpa Pig's mood changes straight away. That's a great solution, Peppa. Let's move them to your house now. I'm going to keep this cheerful little one, says Granny Pig. He can just sit here and enjoy our garden. Once all the gnomes and the mystery wishing well are on board, they set off. There are gnomes wedged into every section of Grandpa Pig's car. Grandpa Pig shouts, "Knock, knock, gnome delivery!" Mummy and Daddy Pig look at Grandpa Pig in confusion. Can someone give us an explanation for this gnome invasion? Asks Daddy Pig. But Peppa and George are too busy to stop and explain. They position gnomes all over the garden. Then Peppa and George invite their parents on a tour of their Gnomes at Home display. Mummy and Daddy Pig roar with laughter. They think the display shows great imagination. Daddy Pig even offers to make a sign so that their neighbours know to visit the gnomes. At least this mystery has a happy conclusion. Before bedtime, George gets out his precious gold coin. He was going to keep it for a special occasion, but he has changed his mind. Peppa wants to know what George wished for. Did you wish for a magic potion? A chest full of treasure? A fridge full of cake? Dinosaur? The end. Learn with Peppa Pig. Level 3. Grab the hat. Peppa Pig and George are spending the morning with Granny and Grandpa Pig.
Hooray!
Do not drop that hat in the mud, George. A gust of wind picks up the hat. It drifts across the mud. George trips. No mud! The hat is stuck. I can grab it. I wish we had a ladder. Plop! Peppa flops into the mud. Oh no! Now Grandpa Pig thinks he can flick the hat off the reeds with a stick. What are you doing in the garden pond? Now the hat has landed in the compost. Stand there! Granny Pig sinks into the compost. Oh, no. Mummy Pig is shocked when she sees them all. George grins as he taps his hat. No mud! The end. Peppa Pig, Peppa's Song Contest. Peppa is in the music room at playgroup. I have a wonderful surprise for you children, says Madame Gazelle. We are going to put on a song contest.
Wow!
Ooh! Everyone gasps. I wonder what I should do for the song contest, says Peppa when she gets home. You love to sing and dance, says Mummy Pig. That's it, cries Peppa. I'll ask my friends to sing and dance with me. Peppa, Susie Sheep and Lottie Llama are working on a song and dance routine for the contest. They've been practicing every day. I'm a little bit scared about singing and dancing in front of everyone. What if I'm too quiet? Says Peppa. But you're never too quiet, Peppa, says Susie. It's the night before the show. Mummy Pig and Peppa are making costumes. The stars are my favourite, says Peppa. You're all going to sparkle, says Mummy Pig. The show is about to begin. First up are Emily Elephant and Zoe Zebra with a whistling duet, announces Danny Dog. Emily and Zoe are the best whistlers in the playgroup. Next is DJ Freddie Fox, says Danny.
Wow!
Freddie plays some party tunes for everyone on his dad's disco equipment. Now it's time for the rock band Paws and Claws, cries Danny. Please welcome Mandy Mouse, Candy Cat and Rebecca Rabbit. Peppa, Susie and Lottie are up next. What if I forget our song, says Peppa. Don't worry, says Lottie. If you do, just look at us until you remember. Time for Peppa and the Performers, says Danny. Peppa forgets to be worried and sings at the top of her voice.
Hooray!
Because you all took part in the contest so well, says Madame Gazelle, I've decided that you are all winners. The Best Presenter Award goes to Danny Dog.
Hooray!
The Most Tuneful Award goes to Zoe and Emily, says Madame Gazelle.
Hooray!
And the Most Technical Award goes to DJ Freddie Fox. The Best Rhythm Award goes to Paws and Claws, Madame Gazelle continues.
Hooray!
And finally, the Loudest Song Award goes to Peppa and the Performers. Peppa loves song contests. Everyone loves song contests. The end. Peppa Pig, Peppa's Talent Show. Peppa and George are going to a talent show. They can't wait. Have you got everything? Asked Mummy Pig. Nearly, says Peppa. I just need to put on my boots. George nods. He is bringing his xylophone. The theatre is very busy. Everyone has come to watch the talent show. Daddy Pig opens the door. Listen, I can hear music. Hurry, Daddy, says Peppa. We don't want to miss the start. Daddy Pig finds their tickets. Then they all sit down. Miss Rabbit steps out onto the stage. Hello, she says, shaking her tambourine.
Wow.
Are you ready to sing, dance and have some fun? A talent is something you like doing and are good at, says Miss Rabbit. Our first talented performer is Madame Gazelle. Madame Gazelle plays her electric guitar. It is very noisy. Thank you, everyone, she says. It's Pedro Pony's turn next. He is dressed as a magician.
Wow.
I'm going to use magic to make Danny disappear, he says. Please close your eyes. Ooh, say Peppa and her friends, closing their eyes. Pedro quickly puts a blanket over Danny Dog's head. He waves his wand. Now open your eyes, says Pedro. Danny has disappeared. Freddy Fox leaps up. But I can see his feet, he shouts. Everybody gasps. Danny is hiding underneath the blanket. Wasn't that fun? Says Miss Rabbit. Now let's have a big cheer for Mr. Bull, Freddy Fox and Zoe Zebra. Zoe plays the maracas. Mr. Bull blows into a big brass instrument. What's that? gasps Peppa. It's called a tuba, whispers Mummy Pig. Zoe and Mr. Bull play on.
Wow.
Freddy smiles and waves. What's Freddy's talent? asks Peppa. Mummy Pig isn't sure. Freddy lifts up a silver triangle. At the end of the song, he hits it. Everybody claps. Well done, Freddy. Susie Sheep comes on next. That's my best friend, shouts Peppa. My talent is blowing bubbles, says Susie.
Wow.
She dips a stick into some bubble mixture and blows. A big bubble appears. The audience gasps. Thank you, Susie, says Miss Rabbit. And now for someone with a sporty talent. That's me, cries Mandy Mouse. She bounces a basketball up and down the stage. Mandy finishes bouncing and the audience gives her a big clap. Daddy Pig stands up. Follow me, George, he whispers. You're on next. Good luck, says Peppa. Hello again, says Miss Rabbit. It's time to introduce our youngest performer, George.
Hooray!
Peppa and Mummy Pig get ready to cheer. Oh, cries Peppa. Where is he? Everyone gasps. The stage is empty. George is hiding behind the curtain. He is feeling a little bit shy. Would you like me to go first? asked Daddy Pig. George nods. Daddy Pig goes on stage. He plays the drums. George loves Daddy Pig's drumming. He comes out with his xylophone. The audience cheers. Hooray! George starts to play along with Daddy Pig. Well done, George, cries Peppa. Daddy Pig finishes his song, but George keeps on playing. Time to come off now, says Daddy Pig, picking him up. Wah! Cries George. The audience claps. Thank you, George and Daddy Pig, says Miss Rabbit. Wendy Wolf is ready for her turn. My talent is howling, she says proudly.
Wow.
Ow! Ooh, say Peppa and her friends. Everybody in the theatre claps loudly. What an unusual talent. It's Grampy Rabbit's turn. His talent is telling jokes.
Wow.
Peppa and George giggle and giggle. You're next, Granny Pig, says Miss Rabbit. Don't forget your special guest. Granny Pig carries a bird onto the stage. Peppa gasps, It's Granny's parrot, Polly. Polly is very clever, says Granny Pig. Say hello, Polly. Oh dear, Polly doesn't want to say hello. She cries. Then she flies across the theatre and out of the door. The audience gasps. Quick, shouts Miss Rabbit, follow that parrot. Everyone rushes out of the theatre. There's Polly, cries Daddy Pig, next to that big muddy puddle. Granny Pig carefully puts Polly back into her cage, ready to take her home. I think that's the end of the talent show, says Miss Rabbit.
Wow.
But no one's seen my talent yet, cries Peppa. Can you show us out here? asks Miss Rabbit. Yes, says Peppa, nodding. Then she jumps into the muddy puddle. Splash! What a super splashy show! Cheers Miss Rabbit. Well done, Peppa.
Hooray!
Peppa loves talent shows. Everyone loves talent shows. The end.
Hi kids, did you have fun watching this video? Then like and subscribe for more.